Sure everything's working for y'all, but looks like we're on. So, hi. I don't know if anyone's going to be joining me tonight. I know it's getting kind of late, depending on where you are. But I need to do my nails. I'm in a mood where I'm not really sure, like, what I'm super in the mood for. So I might be doing just, like, a different thing on all 5 nails. I'm thinking I want to do, also because I've been getting a lot of requests for a couple of things from my clients, and I know that if I'm getting requests, there's people posting stuff out in the world. Oh, turn myself down. People might be posting stuff out there, and if they're posting stuff and people want something done, you guys might be struggling with how it's done. So chrome, I think I'm going to do a chrome nail using our Accents Pearlescent Silver. It looks really gorgeous on a lot of colors. I'm just using my 2S bit here to go around and get my cuticles prepped real quick. I took off my old color, but you know, it's Friday night and I'm not out playing bingo. Not that I won, for those of you. No, I still have never won. So that's okay. But here we are, nail day. Hi, Linda. Good, I'm glad someone's here hanging out with me. The whole point is to, like, not be hanging out by myself. I absolutely hate doing your own nails. I do, especially because people go, oh, you're like, you must be ambidextrous. And I'm like, no, I'm not. It takes me like 3 to like finish file it sometimes, which, you know, if you know me at all, I'm not a huge fan of finish filing because it just takes more time. But with my own nails, I end up having to do it. And it's just how it is. So no, I'm not at all ambidextrous. But after doing my own nails for 25 years now, I guess you find. So I removed all my old color I had on. I realized I don't know that I did. I think there's one video I did a time lapse of my lovely my friend Akari, who is my cousin's girlfriend and super awesome. So I did a time lapse of her nails, and that time lapse. Oof, get rid of that. I'll nip it away too, but I can feel it. I can feel it needs to go. Let's see. Oh, hey! There's some people hanging out. Hi, Kim, in Facebook land. I really wish that my comments wouldn't disappear so fast because I'm not always looking at the screen, but I've been meaning to download. Someone told me there was a chat program that would let me see all the chats from anywhere that I'm live, and I meant to download that before I went live again, but here I am. Having not done it, my apologies. So I will try to touch that Facebook now and then and keep track of it. But thanks for hanging out with me on Friday night. I'd like to say that we are, you know, homebodies, enjoying our night at home. Some of you might work on Saturdays. I do not work on Saturdays anymore, but it might not be that exciting. I did a rebalance. Linda says, I just did a rebalance myself today, but put the design on tomorrow. I don't have the patience to do it all at one time. So I understand. I really do. All right, so I was using this file earlier, so that's why it does not look new anymore, because if not, I was using it going to town. But so I'm going to finish prepping these. Actually, the reason I was using this file is because I was prepping a whole bunch of swatches. I'm going to be doing some swatch videos coming up soon. They will be, I believe, all options. So options is a line that, if you've been using accents for a long, long time, you'll know that it's been around longer than Luxio. And it's our gel in a pot. And it's really flexible. It's very strong. So if you like to do just a very, very thin layer of base gel, almost nothing, and then be able to do your color over it and have it still be super strong, Options is really nice for that because it is colored gel that is just a bit stronger. It's more flexible than Luxio. But there's not a lot of good swatches out there for it, like really not at all. So my goal is to bring you some option swatches, and so Accents is working on getting me some of those, and so I was kind of messing with some other swatch stuff, so that's why I was messing with that file, and I used it too much, so I got a new one because I'm a new file girl. I like new files. Done it all possible. And I'll use the 180 side of this to just kind of smooth out. I'm not going to be finished filing because I don't. Now when I shape my thumb, I have to cover up my cuticle because otherwise they will, they'll definitely look crooked because I have the super crooked thumb issue. And so if I don't cover it up, I will have a crooked thumb every single time. And if I don't file this straight from underneath, I will get a little bit of a hook. So that is how I must do mine. I see some situation here that can't handle. Must go away. I just did a refresh of all my nippers, which was very exciting. These ones I think are my favorite. They're the Smart 30 3mm, and I've been sold out for a little while, and I got a new shipment in. Yay! So I refreshed all of my nippers, so they're all brand new, sharp. Happiness. I really like to do that in January, sometimes twice a year, but I'll typically grab enough sets that I can go through a whole year without having to replace any. And that way it just is easier for me to remember. January, I get new nippers. Alright, so I'm going to try to reshape these bad boys. They get, you know, as all nail techs, our nails, well, maybe not everyone, but my nails get real functified as I do nails over the course of a month. Especially this lovely one. And it tends to be, reshaping this one in particular, tends to be where I gauge the length of all the rest because it ends up having to be the shortest because it gets so misshaped. And if I do square nails, it'll be almond shaped within a week. So one of the reasons I do almond on my own nails is because if I don't, I will have 9 square nails and 1 almond nail. So it's just easier for me. And so I've gotten used to doing almond and I like it. I feel like it elongates my pathetic, tiny, short fingers a little bit more. I have stupid tiny thumbs. Oh, Kim asked health-wise. You hope I'm doing good. Thank you so much. You're so sweet to ask. I had a talk yesterday with the spine surgeon. If you don't know what's going on, I broke my back in October on the nail cruise. And I wore the brace for like 4 months, but I still deal with pain like every day. So unfortunately, I haven't been able to get the pain gone. So I talked to the spine surgeon yesterday. On the plus side, they said that he doesn't think surgery would be beneficial enough. So surgery's out. Yay. On the bad side, he doesn't know why I'm still in pain. And so they've ordered an MRI. So I will be going in a few weeks to do the MRI. He'll see if there's some extra inflammation somewhere, something else that could be causing it. I think I'm going to ask him to give me like 6 months of PT to see if maybe I could get some strength going because I'm feeling mighty weak and maybe that'll be it. I don't know. But that will be what's going on. Hey, Stacy, Maria, hello, everyone. Everyone's joining me on a Friday night instead of out doing something fun. Looks looks like that was a repair. So I'm just going to baby that because I don't want to have to redo it. I don't know when I ended up fixing that. It's very likely that it had gotten super misshaped at some point, and so I resculptured it because the misshaping was too much. I want to go so that these are pretty close in length. Maybe a smidge more. So my house is quiet right now, but starting to smell really good. I put in classes all over the country, but it's kind of been on hiatus. So I've been thinking about putting together some 2-day classes. I actually have a whole week in April for my daughter's spring break, but she ain't doing nothing with me. She's going with Grandma and heading out to the Kansas City area to do some quilting like stuff with my mom. So I have some time where I'm like, well, I could go out and do a couple of classes. So if you're in an area and you'd like a class hosted at your salon, we can throw something out there and I can turn it into a 2-day class. And if I can get 2 within like 5 hours driving distance, then I can do 2 that week. So I don't know, just throwing it out there. If anyone's looking for a hands-on class, I usually do sculpture gel, 30-day manicure, and then throw in some different salon nail art stuff so that people kind of get an overall feel of some different things to help them succeed in the salon. You're in Guam? Wow. Stacey's in Guam. That's pretty cool. Never been there. I'd like to be. I have nothing against Guam. I've been running international house hunters in my salon lately. Like, I know a lot of you have TVs. It's really helpful for clients who are super stiff. I'm a huge fan of having a TV in the salon. I know it can be a little bit of a soft spot for some people. Some people are in super fancy salons where you don't, have that choice. But for me, man, does it make my life easier sometimes. If you're tired or running low on time, like someone was late and you kind of don't have the time to chit-chat as much, it really helps for their eyes and their minds to be occupied elsewhere. So I'm a big fan of having the TV in the salon. So I've been running international house hunters the last couple weeks. I actually got through like all the newest seasons and I'm like, well, I'm not sick of it yet, so let's go back farther. So I went all the way back to like 2011. So that's kind of fun. It's been interesting, house hunting in different places. In South Korea, they make them do a deposit of like $10,000 to $20,000 just to get into a place, and then the rent might not be that bad. It might be like $600, and you might get your deposit back. But you got to have that 10 to 20 grand cash just to get into the place. Thought that was interesting. I added some extra on this one earlier. It's kind of one of the things I was doing earlier. Because this nail tends to tilt pretty badly. And so I end up losing this whole side real easily. I hit it with the file and all kinds of stuff. So trying to get it back into a little bit more of a mirrored shape from my other hand. I added some product on there. My goal is to try to make a match. I go real slow, y'all, because I have very often over-filed on this hand, and then I have to reshape my entire other hand. So doing this hand, I tend to slow my roll just a little bit, because otherwise I will regret it immensely. And it's tough sometimes. You've got to how do I want to make this go? looking at it, going, okay, I need to bring this that way. I know, everyone that's a nail tech goes, oh, I so understand the pain of filing both sides of the wrong hand. It's not a fun thing to do on a Friday night, but it's got to be done. You know, one of the reasons I like to do my nails on a Friday night is because now I'll get all weekend with nails that aren't jacked. Does anyone else understand that feeling? It's like when you do your nails right before vacation, it's like, yes, I get a whole week of not messed up nails. And I know I could like get used to wearing gloves all the time and then they wouldn't be messed up as much, but I just haven't been able to get used to it. Alright, it's pretty close. It's maybe slightly pointier, but it's pretty close. Alright, let's go to the next one. Really, it's so much shorter. Alright, so we're gonna go this one because holding these there, my nail on my right hand for whatever reason is shorter, so I don't want to sculpt anything, so my solution is always just shorten until it goes, because I go a month in between, and of course people are always like, your nails are so long, because about half of my clients, at least half, if not way more, wear them barely fingertips, so me wearing them this length is long for Alright, just instead of attempting to reconnect. Alright, sorry guys, it looks like I lost you for a second. I'm running this stream off of my phone network tonight as kind of a test because our regular house network kept wanting to disconnect. So I thought, I'm going to just switch it over. So if y'all just lasted through the outage that happened a second ago, hi! Thanks for sticking with me for a minute. But I wouldn't be surprised if some of you disappeared. Hey Patty! How you doing? Alright, so now checking these two. Oh goodness. Sorry, looks like I lost you guys again for a minute. I have a feeling that no one's going to be in here after a while with all the dropping situation. All I know is that when it does disconnect, it does immediately try to reconnect. So if you are cool to hang with me through lovely internet outages, I will be here. It will just do what it's going to do. Alright, this one's about ready. For some reason, I always end up overfiling my middle finger. Does anyone have a certain finger that they tend to overfile ridiculously? I don't know why. And I would do just the one hand, but I actually had a request someone had for me once that said, please do both hands, even though you look like a weirdo doing the other hand because it's the wrong hand, but hey. Oh, hello, Monica. Oh, Stacy thought it was her. Oh, good. Well, maybe if people think it's them, they won't disappear. But I did lose half my YouTube audience just like that, but it's what it is. I can't make the internet love me all the time. I can't make the internet love me most of the time. It's okay. All right, that one, look how different those two nails look. It looks like they're from two different aliens. Let's file it. Alien nails. This had a lot of glitter on it before. I'm going to be using, I love the glitter I've been making lately. This is the one that I made just a few days ago that's been going out. And it's very Eastery. And I'm going to use it again. Just kind of in a light way. Because I feel like a lot of, I do get some people that, they'll say, oh, you don't need to send me the glitter. I never do glitter. And I wonder if it's because they don't have, a couple of ideas for what to do with it. You don't have to use it on a full nail. So I'm going to show kind of one of my favorite things to do with this kind of glitter. It's kind of a simple, not too much glitter situation that gives just a little bit of design. So I'm going to do that on one of my nails because I like this glitter and I want people to be able to use it and feel like they can use it. It's a good one. The technique I'm going to show you, it's super simple. I don't even know that I can call it a technique. It's super simple. But what I like about it is that it's really nice for those who don't want a lot of glitter. It's a nice way to get them to have a little bit of design, a little bit of color without going over the top. So for Easter, having these little dots kind of gives them the effect of, maybe some Easter eggs. I'm also going to be doing an ombre stamping. I had posted tonight, my last client actually. I did an ombre stamping on her. She actually came in with an old picture of nails that I had done years ago on her. She's like, I want the same but opposite. So last time I had done pink nails with like an ombre yellow and orange stamp, and this time she wanted yellow nails, so I used the new Cabana with a cruise, and someone did mention that they wanted to see how I did it, so I'm like, perfect! I have some really cute Easter stamps. I'm going to do an Easter ombre stamp on one. It's so simple. But I was playing with them earlier because I was like, I don't know which one to do because that's this plate that I really like. It's called Welcome Spring from Uber Chic. And there's so many cute ones. I think I'm going to do this one, which is like Easter eggy, or this one. But I also like these bunnies. That's kind of cool, but I think those are my ones that I'm debating on. Easter eggs or bunnies. I don't know which one. So maybe we'll have a vote if you're paying attention and you want to. All right, Linda says, regarding options swatching, you're looking forward to it because you have some and you find them thick and hard to apply. They're definitely different in consistency. Using the right brush really helps, but they do go on actually quite thinner if you apply them correctly. They're actually applied as a dragging as opposed to a floating. Like you're used to probably Luxio or gel polish that you float over. And with options, you just drag the color on, so it goes on a bit thinner. So I will be so exciting. I was thinking today, I was like, should I do like Swatch Sunday? But then I don't want to commit to a day when heaven knows if I'll be busy on a Sunday sometime, and then people are, I don't know who would actually be waiting for me to see us do a swatch, but if someone was, I would feel bad. All right, is this in the right place? Let's do that. Okay. All right, so we're prepped. We're ready to go. Let's get this show on the road, because otherwise I'm going to have a noisy husband walking in the door in like 45 minutes. He's out there working on the property today. Easter eggs. Jada says Easter eggs. All right, all right. 2 thin coats. Yes, Linda, 2 thin coats. Make sure you're giving it a stir. Actually have these brand new. They're so pretty. They're going to be added to my website tonight because they just came in, but I really like it because it's a covered spatula. So really good stir is very important. That's why it says on the top of every pot of options that you need to give it a stir. because the pigment in there settles differently. It doesn't have stabilizers the same way that like Luxio does. All of those things like stabilizers that Luxio has adds to the consistency of Luxio being a different kind of a gel. So with options, your consistency goes on quite a bit thinner in a way, but it's more pigmented. So skin there. I'm going to Russian manicure style. I know a lot of people are like, oh, I don't do Russian manicures, it's terrible for the nails. Well, one of the things that it's taught a lot of people is that you don't have to be afraid of using the buffing part of your bit. And it's one of the things that I do for my clients a lot. Am I even in camera? I was trying to keep this away from my Trinity, but I was just using my my 2S bit to kind of hit some of the skin that was in the way. So I don't like when skin gets kind of where it's not supposed to be. So I took it away. Alright, so I'm giving this a really good scrub again. You want to make sure that when you're scrubbing your nail plate, you're only scrubbing on your nail. You don't want to be pulling off of your skin onto your nail plate. So now this part where it wasn't cleaning my nail surface, I'm just going to use that part for my brush. Alright, let's see. Let's move this so that I can make sure that I'm doing this in camera. Alright, so Trinity, I'm going to pillow up towards cuticle. This step should be quite simple, same as I do on my regular clients. Once it's pillowed, I'm literally going to hold my brush flat on the nail, glide it down like a top gloss. I tend to angle my brush a little bit differently on my own nails. Okay, give it a second. You can watch your line of light, make sure you don't have any funky. There's a couple of pits, which makes me think there's something on the nail still. So I'm going to clean that one more time after I set this one. I'm going to clean them all again, just because when I see that there's little pits in the gel, when it was smoothing out, it should only smooth out smooth. You shouldn't see any kind of texture change. And if I do, it makes me think that there might be something on the nail plate. So I'm just going to give it one more scrub. And this is a combination of nail prep and acetone. The acetone portion is super helpful when you're doing stamping, like I'm going to be doing later. So, all right. Pillow, pillow, pillow. I like to leave a little bit of space between the gel. Oh, I got into my little... I ended up filing it so much. There's a little hole there. It's alright. You will see. It'll be no problem. I lost my train of thought when I saw the little hole. Oh, you want to leave a little bit of a gap near the cuticle because that's where your color is going to go. If you push your gel all the way back to the cuticle, alright, see that little hole is gone. If you push your product all the way back to the cuticle and you don't leave that little bit of a gap, you're going to end up with too much layers on the cuticle, and as it grows out, it's going to be thicker. So it's better to be able to push your color all the way back to the cuticle, and then it keeps it thin. Because I hate digging gel out of the cuticle. It's like the bane of my existence. It was actually for a long time one of the reasons that I didn't like using a runny gel, because I was used to doing all my nails with natural, and you can do 4 nails and then the thumb separately. It's no problem, and I was so used to doing that without it moving and running on me that it was definitely a learning experience for me to switch to a more self-leveling gel. But as you can see from the side, going on pretty good. Oh, my light went off. Turn back on. Thank you. Hi, Jay. Hey, everybody. It's so nice to see everyone hanging out. I like when friends see friends. Sometimes I know that they met at nail camp, and that makes me happy inside. We announced nail camp for 2024 in October. It's a beautiful location here near Seattle. We can't do out in the country because my husband has got to get this house built. But it's going to be a great spot here and really like it. It's big enough. Our old spot at Vashon that was near here is just too small. We were only able to get about 125 there last time, and that's just not enough. So this one will be able to hold 200. It's gorgeous. All right, you guys see? I can see it's a little hooked in the front, but that's going to be a finish filing situation. As far as the fill goes, it's going on just fine. Hey, Carrie. My flash was a little too long. You want to flash cure your Trinity 2 or 3 seconds, and it'll get a little bit warm kind of fast if you do it longer. Okay, am I in the screen? Kind of, sort of. I really liked the drive to the camp this year. It was gorgeous. I was trying to figure out ways to show you guys. I took a lot of little videos. It looks like real mossy. So if you've seen Twilight, which I would think most people have, but you know when they go into the forest and it's super, super mossy, that was filmed here in Washington. And it's those kinds of trees that you get to drive by on the way to camp. And it's not that park. That national park's about 4 hours away, but you get that same feel, and it's absolutely gorgeous. So I loved the drive out there. It's not a ferry this time. It's a little different, but it was definitely really pretty. It's closer. It'll only take less than an hour from the airport to camp, so no ferries this time. I'm working on trying to get all the class information from educators. Had a couple more submit some recently. I try to get like 3 or 4 and then get on there and start uploading them. So the more class info I get, the more class info you get to see. Once I have all the class info, I'll open up for workshop registration. So there you go, a side view. You guys can see. It's real slick, looks good. I tilted that too long and now I've got gel going that direction. I'm just going to remove it. Gravity, you guys, is quick. Very quick. So, anyone have any questions? Everyone's so quiet. Do you like my new hair color? My hair girl added some highlights in it this time. So I want to make sure that we get a full cure now. So while it's curing, I'm going to talk about what I'm going to be using. So I have decided on Exposed, which is a really pretty lavender purple that's not as light as like Precious or Lovely. Those two are much lighter. This one has a little bit more pink to it, which I really like. So I was debating on how blue I wanted the lavender to go, but I just had teal on, and so I decided that I was going to go less blue and more pinky purple. Oh, Coffee Mug says she's so glad to see the side view of the nails. I'm glad. That's awesome. Oh my gosh. Stephanie! Hello, Steph. Uncalled for. If you live close to me, you could come see me. Rachel came to see me. I usually do a whole hand at a time because if I go and start putting my Trinity on this hand, then I'm gonna get stickiness all over the place, and it's just no good. So I'm gonna go ahead and we're gonna do all the art now on this hand because I do a whole hand and then I do the other whole hand. So that's what we're gonna do. So I am going to be doing lots of different things. I'm going to be using this Pure Amethyst Sky Dust. I'm going to be using that glitter. I'm going to be using the Silver Pearlescent. Ooh, I could use the Amethyst Pearlescent. I didn't think about that. Let me see if I have it in here. Sapphire. Oh my gosh, you guys. Sorry, it cut out again. Holy crap. Okay, that's not it either. Alright, so I thought I could find the amethyst, but I didn't. But what I did find is that I had a spider gel leak in my drawer. Yay! My favorite. That stuff is so sticky. Can't wait to have like new organization. So anyway, I'm going to use this one. This is the silver. This is the most popular one that I use all the time right now because a lot of people are liking the effect. And then I've decided to do a stamping. We're going to do the Easter eggs because someone said Easter eggs. I think Jay did, and she was the only one to say anything. So we're going to do a stamping. I was playing with these colors, and I really like these. So I'm going to be using 64, 71, and 69, which are these real fun. Wow, I got some. They're like brand new, and I must have been grabbing a million things when I grabbed them. I had stuff all over my hands because I was playing with things. And my poor bottles are just not happy for it. Alright, so we're going to be doing these and do stamping. So there's quite a few things we're going to be doing on these. But first things first is the exposed. I'm going to do on all of the nails. So nothing super exciting right now, but we are going to polish. I do find it interesting, you know, sometimes I'll go and teach at a school and polishing, you know, there is some techniques to it that really help. A lot of them will start putting it up here instead of pushing your product back towards the cuticle and letting it go into that gap. So I highly recommend not starting right at the cuticle and actually pushing your product towards the cuticle. You'll get a better finish. See how much lint I picked up when I was digging for that stuff in my drawer. It's a pretty color. I like it. Has anyone else been doing a lot of purples this week? People are definitely in that pastel-y mode. Been doing lots of purples and some pinks. We do have, if you need to get some pastel Luxios and you're not sure which ones to get, I actually created a pastel collection on my website, so it makes it super easy to just pick up a whole bunch of them at one time. And that way you're ready for like Easter. When this hand goes in the light, I can't do anything else, as you all know, so I will read comments and questions once I get this hand in the light. It's kind of convenient in a way. A pretty color. Thumb. Remember, push your brush up towards the cuticle. Let your product fall into that gap and work your way around the side. There's a little piece of lint in there, but sometimes if I spend all day dealing with lint, I will go crazy and I have to remind myself that I'm about to do another coat and I won't see it. It will be gone. Alright, so first coat down. Sometimes I go through and do check the first nail, especially if it's a color I haven't used recently. I haven't used this one on my clients yet. I got it out today and then someone went a little bit darker. Can't pull the lint off like I usually do because I have product on my nail. Okay, I'll put that in. So if you haven't used that color in a while, you might notice that it shrinks back a little bit from the nail. So it might not be mixed as well as one that you've been using often. So like my Polar, which is bright white, I use it constantly. So that one never pulls away at all because it's always mixed well. But a color that maybe I haven't used in a few months might not be mixed as well. And so usually I go through and I double check that first nail to make sure that it's good, but give it a really good shake for the next hand. So Coffee Nug says, be great to see a filing tutorial from you. I have trouble with mine looking like bird beaks. So bird beaks, part of that is your clients, a lot of it is the shape of your client's nail. So if their nails curve down, especially if they have long nails, you go to shorten them, they get shorter and shorter. And some clients are like, I don't want them shorter. Well, if you don't shorten them, they're going to do this. And when you go to shorten them, they are going to shorten. It's how it happens. So the only way to get away with that is to have your nails shorter or resculpt nails. So unfortunately, that's what happens with bird beak nails. All right, let's see. Stephanie says she needs to do her nails. It's almost a year. A year? Oh my gosh. Sonia says they're definitely in a pastel mood in Florida. Yeah, it's pastel season for sure. I like this color. I was definitely in a purple mood today. I love purple. It's my favorite color. Actually got a super cute mug from Beauty Innovation. They asked me what my favorite color was. And next thing I know, they sent me a mug with my name on it, and it's purple. I should have it out. But I have, what mug do I have today? I have my family cup, which is also purple. Larissa made it for me for Christmas one year. Alright, oh, I hear a truck. You will shortly hear my husband. Many of you know Jared. Some of you know him by Panda, because that's an old nail camp story. I cut his hair this week. It's a good thing that he has curly hair, because I think if I had to cut it and it had to be like as good as a stylist cuts it, it would be a problem, but because I'm not a hair cutter, stylist person. But he has real curly hair, so it's kind of impossible to screw up. Oh, or this could be my daughter. That was another. The car door sounded from a different location. Now that she's driving. Oh, it's so crazy. She drove herself to work and she got off at 7. I don't think it's her. I think it's more likely him. There's the ring. Does everyone else have that sound in their house? Yes, it is him. He has arrived. So this color I'm going to be doing on all of them, and then I'm going to go ahead and do the art situation that we're going to do. One thing that you can do is that before you cure it, I'm going to go ahead and do the bits with the glitter, because you can either do it into your wet color, or you can use like a base coat or a top coat, but that sometimes I just think it just makes it another layer, and I like to have as few layers as possible. So I'm going to open up my little sample. I ran out of my fancy lids, so if you're getting them, they might come with just plain lids. I want to just touch onto a sticky gel. So I'm touching onto my Trinity, and then I'm just going to create a side. Too much on there. Too much. So I'm just going to create some dot design down the side. So like I said, this is a really good design for clients who maybe don't want a lot of glitter, don't like a lot of design. It's kind of just really, they always feel like it looks classy. They always say they get a lot of compliments when I do this. And I will do it on all 10 if someone wants them all 10. But I do sometimes just have people that just want it as a accent. And so we'll just do it on one nail instead of all 10. I don't want all of you. And this one's kind of big, so what I'm going to do is I'm going to take just a smidge of my clear and I'm going to find a little... There's some really cool shards of blue in here. You can see them on the lids. Alright. Sorry, it disconnected again. Okay. So that's kind of what I was planning to do on that one. It's just real subtle, but really pretty. I like it. And all I'm going to do to finish this nail in particular is just going to be going over it with Trinity, or a thicker top coat, because, wow, it's kind of blurry if I go that close to the camera. So I'll keep it down here. It's real pretty. So that is in the wet gel. So now I just have to do this nail with my second coat, and then I'll put them all in to cure. So the trick with doing it into your color is just to make sure that you're not moving your gel or your glitters around in the color, or you'll muck up the glitter. So you can lay it in the wet color, it'll cure right into it, but you just have to be careful not to be Alright, I'm going to be trying to use my phone as a hotspot anymore because it keeps disconnecting, which is super annoying for all of us. So I'm going to do chrome, which I'm going to need these two items, glitter and stamping, and then I have one more nail. So I think I'll do two with glitter, with this glitter. Alright, so I'm going to go ahead and do, so this is amethyst, and when it's all by itself I thought it didn't look super purple, but then I used it on a client and I'm like, oh my gosh, it's perfect. So, by itself I thought it didn't look super purple, but then I used it on a client. Alright, sorry it keeps cutting out, guys. Technical difficulties. This is why I don't do videos all the time, you guys. Someday I will figure out a way to not have so many technical difficulties. Alright, so I just applied this amethyst stardust to the cuticle, and I'm going to use my ombre brush. This is my Profiles ombre brush, and I'm just going to very lightly tap and pull. And this is just going to create a real simple, really easy ombre onto the nail. Isn't that pretty? It's so pretty. Alright, so I'm going to do it on this one. I was trying to debate which ones I was going to do the other two things on. So I'm just pushing a bit right up to the cuticle without touching the cuticle, and then just using this ombre brush, Profiles ombre brush. I might have cut bristles out of this brush. I have a couple different ombre brushes. I like the Ugly Duckling one also, but this one I've cut bristles out of so that it's very sporadic. Less bristles so that I can pull a little bit less than other ones sometimes. Okay, and then I'm going to do, which one? Oopsies. Which one should I do the stamping on? Middle finger, I think the pointer I'm going to do the stamping. So the middle finger I'm going to chrome. So to chrome I need to do a layer of outshine. Sorry, let's see, am I in the light? I'm all over the place. Okay, there we go. So to chrome, you need a layer of outshine. Make sure it's nice and smooth. You can use Shine On, you can use any of your favorite tack-free products. And now I'm going to cure. Thanks you guys if you're sticking with me through all the technical difficulties of things dropping all the time. So this is the Accents Pearlescent Powder. When it was coming out, chromes were just starting to get really popular and they wanted to call it a chrome. And I said, I don't think you can. It's not chromy enough to be a chrome. So they call it pearlescent powder. And there are 6 colors of it. And if I had thought ahead of time, I probably would have went and got the amethyst. But this one, the silver one, is what I use constantly for the effect that you guys are about to see that is so very popular. So after it's been sitting in, this gives you that white, shiny, just that pearlescent look that people have seen on Instagram and YouTube and everything else. And you can use this kind of a tool. You can use a sponge. I know some will use a glove. I've done them all. I don't know that it gets any shinier than this with a glove, but I did do one on black the other day, and that gives you that gunpowder look. Like, she's like, I think I want this, and I'm like, I don't know if I can do that. But it actually did come out very close to that picture, so I was super happy about that. So there you go. That is that cool gunpowder, not gunpowder, chrome effect. All right, last but not least, we have our stamping. I'm going to go ahead and change this out. This is the one that I was using earlier. And then I'm going to top coat these bad boys. So, stamping. You can, if you want to, remove the tacky surface of your gel polish. You don't have to, but it's going to be questionable when you go to do your stamp if it's going to be too slippery. Sometimes you can stamp directly onto your gel polish and it's not too slippery, it doesn't move, and you get a really solid, perfect stamp. Sometimes the dispersion layer that's left on the gel polish is way too slimy and your stamp moves, you don't get a good transfer, things like that. We'll see. So I didn't test it on a wet layer of this gel yet, so I don't know. I was debating which one to go with. I think I'm going to go with this one because these are so purple that I feel like if I do this one, it's going to be too much color on that one nail. So we are going to use all these different things. So this is the stamping polish from Clear Jelly Stamper. This is a stamping plate from Uber Chic. I like all the things. I'm going to be using the Big Bling from Clear Jelly Stamper. And a scraper and my pad. So super simple. I think I'm going to do them in this order. So you're just going to drop dots of your, I should be going the other direction because I'm just going to make a mess right onto this paper. But that's okay. This paper is reusable, or not reusable. I throw them away, so it's fine. All right, so you're going to make your 3 dots. And now I'm just going to brush down until I get the ombre that I want. You can almost see right there on the paper what it looks like. One of the tricks of doing this on wet gel is to make sure you're very quick about in and up. So it's a very subtle Easter egg, but as you can see there, it turned out really cute. Now there is a little speck right here of something I don't want there. Got it. Alright, so this is just going to dry for a second, and all of this is cured, so these are ready for top coat. So that's how easy it is to do the ombre stamping, is just do a couple of dots and scrape until it's good. Make sure you wipe off between each nail that you're going to do. But that gives me some Easter eggs, real subtle, which is perfect for kind of the look that I'm going for, kind of an elegant Easter situation. I'm going to go ahead and use my Trinity for my top coat on my glitter because I don't want a bumpy surface, and Trinity just gives me a little bit more of a thickness on the nail so that it's able to float over that glitter a little bit better. You get a little bit more control and you're able to get a good top coat. And the fuzz wants to kill me. So what I do is I look at my glitter in the line of light, and if this is focusing well, if it's not, maybe I'll go a little taller and see if that'll help. I look at my glitter in the line of light and I see if there's enough or if any needs dropped anywhere, and I kind of squiggle it just right over the top. So if you get this glitter from me, you don't have to do a lot of extra steps. It's really just sinking it into your wet layer of gel and then top coating it. And then you get this really pretty, just real elegant effect with your glitter. Alright, so I'm going to cure that. And then I'm just going to top coat the rest of them. But what is the thing? First, what do I need to do with the chrome nail before I top coat it? And what top coat should I use? Actually, it's two questions. What top coat should I use for the chrome nail, and what do I need to do before I top coat it? Anyone? Anyone? I should play the Jeopardy question. Question. Nobody? File the free edge. Jay, 5 points, 5 points. What? Maybe I'll start offering like a coupon code or something for people to answer my questions. Maybe I'll get lots of people that watch my YouTubes then. That is correct. So I just finished this nail, the top coat, and I'm going to go ahead and take the tacky off. The reason is because if I get any dust or anything on this and then I go to cure it, it's going to cure into that layer and I'm going to end up with a bump. So a fix-it. You can. I have heard that some people do use a fix-it. I don't, but I've heard that it can help. I just file it. You want to file all the way on the edge. I go all the way up the sides. I don't want anywhere that chrome might have an issue, and I almost angle it in a little bit. I am not afraid to make sure that this edge is chrome free. And the reason is if you don't get the chrome off that edge, your top coat's not going to stick. And what I've found is that because Trinity has a base coat built into it, do a regular top coat, because a regular top coat does not have any bonding in it. It's just top coat. But by using Trinity, you are giving it some bonding, some strength with this pearlescent powder, like I just showed you. My clients can go a month usually. Alright, you didn't miss anything while I was disconnected, because all I was trying to do is just get a piece of lint off my chrome. Okay, I think it's as good as that's going to get. All right, so that's the specialty of chrome. If you want to get a month out of it, to use your Trinity. Same with your full coverage foil. Same thing. You want to file that edge really good and then cover the whole nail and make sure you cap it, because your full coverage foil has a tendency to separate if you don't. And having that bonding gel part of Trinity adhering to the full coverage foil itself helps keep that a better bond. So I don't get that problem as much. I do still want to get the Accents chemist to make me a better gel for foil. I have no problem with the foil sticking. My problem is actually the foil gel adhesion to colored gel. So I love the blue amber foil gel, but I will actually get a separation of the entire layer of blue amber sometimes from the color, which drives me crazy. So to get a perfect foil gel, I have to keep bugging the chemists, but I will keep bugging them until I get what I want. But I need to have a little chat with them and see if they can help me out by creating the perfect foil gel. So this nail again, this one, and I'm just going to flash this for a second, just so that as I do the other nails, gravity doesn't screw it up, because gravity. Okay. And then this is my stamped nail. If you do stamping, I will usually always flash cure between every single nail after I have stamped, because you will see pitting. Especially if you've done a no wipe top coat first, you'll see pitting and separation. But I notice it no matter what I do. The only time I don't see it is if I actually just buff the nail and do stamping on a buffed nail. But that's just too much work for me. So I just make sure that I am doing one nail at a time with top coat and get it in the light. And flash cure that bad boy right away. So, and the last nail. And then they can have a nice full cure, and then I will finish the edges. And then I will be one hand down. And then, am I going to be lazy and do the second hand tonight, or go have dinner and not do it till tomorrow? I might do it tonight, but maybe I'll do it after dinner. What time is it? 8 o'clock. Yeah, I should do it after dinner. I did make pulled pork, which I'm sure is delicious. So, I'm going to have that. Does anyone have fun weekend plans? I have no weekend plans. I have some weekend plans in the shop. I have warehouse things to do, but nothing super fun. This is my sticky pad. So you want to make sure that when you go to clean your stamper, use a sticky pad. It's the best place to do it. See how perfect that had transferred? I love when I can see that goodness. It's the good things in life. Because I'm going to file the edges of these nails. All right. Taxes. Oh, yeah, I guess I better do that too. Thanks for reminding me, Carrie. Love you. All right, so I'm just going to go through and make sure that my edges are perfect. This is when I lift up just a little bit in the front to make sure, so coffee mugs and YouTube, making sure that you don't have that hook. You can tilt your file up just a smidge in the front, and that will help get rid of that little bit of a hook that it wants to do. So going around the edges here, making sure that everything is smooth. And tilt up that file a smidge so I also don't get the hook situation. Now on the chrome nail, I'm going to be real gentle because I do not want to eliminate what I just did. I just want to make sure nothing else is hanging down. Oh, see, I got a little bit of top coat here because I was being quick about it because it was trying to shrink on me a little bit. So this is one of the reasons I do this, is to make sure that everything is good. And because I was being quick, my line of light on that is not 100% perfect. But I'm going to leave it because I can. I can do it. I don't have to be a perfectionist all the time. You don't have to be, Jessica. You can leave it. Anyone else talk to themselves? No, just me? Okay. Alright, so I'm going to oil. And we're going to rub this in with my lap towel. Had all Luxio polishes in shades of color order that can share. I used to, and then it's been about 4 collections since I've redone my shades of color. So my shades of color are no longer in order as they once were. But if someone else has that, that's pretty fun. I should watch for that. Because it's been since, I think, before the modern collection, maybe even one before that, since I've done a shades. So, alright guys. Oh, there we go. That is my first hand. I like them purpley today. Came out pretty nice, I think. So thanks for joining me, and I will paper cut myself today. I'll do my other hand just like it, so nothing to watch for that, but hopefully you learned a little trick. Oh my goodness, this is so subtle you can't even see it in camera, but it's there. My clients will probably see it, so that's fun. Alright guys, thanks for joining me. I hope you have a good weekend and a good Friday night. And I will talk to you later. Again, if you need to know what colors I used, the purple I used is exposed.